singing our welcoming song. You are welcome here, where you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here, 'cause it's house of love.
Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. In this time of spring equinox, when the earth is waking up, things are blooming, and a little bit of March Madness is in the air, we celebrate our community of diverse beliefs, our spiritual growth, and our love of service. Whoever you are, whomever you love, and wherever you are in life's journey, you are welcome here. Whether you're here every Sunday or just dropping in for this bracket-busting morning, we are so glad you are here. I'm Ann McKernan, the worship associate today. Our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is John Schultz, and our song leader is David Peel. Our sound and video engineer is Jake Diock, and our greeters are Ron Petzold and Donna Folberg. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel and to those of you online on Zoom. We welcome children in our community and here in our worship. Please talk with our Director of Family Ministries, Kathleen Swift, to learn more about our programs for children. Childcare for our youngest children is always available during services. Today is our monthly all-church worship service, a time when we come together in story and ritual, move our bodies, and celebrate the many seeds of joy growing in this diverse community. All ages, all energies, everyone's in the game today. This morning is the culmination of our March Madness voting for our communal favorite, San Diego native dweller. Let's hear it for the finalists, the burrowing owl, and the coastal California gnatcatcher. I'm told it's neck and neck for the win, and it sounds like it is. There is still time to vote, and Reverend Sharon will talk to you about that later in the service. For those of us here in the chapel, if you are sitting in a row not full, Looks like we have some space, so you actually don't need to move around today. And as a reminder, please feel free to wear masks or step outside as needed for comfort. You can hear what's happening inside while you're outside on the courtyard. We are always happy to welcome newcomers. If you're new, you can learn about our groups and activities through our weekly email update and monthly newsletter. Online guests will receive an invitation to join the list after the service. And in-person guests, if you haven't already, please share your email before you leave. It's the best way to stay connected at what's happening at Chalice. And now, let's take a breath together. The flaming chalice was first used during World War II by the Unitarian Service Committee as a symbol of life-saving refuge for people fleeing persecution in Europe. In honor of our multi-generational community, we invite everyone here with a birthday this month to come forward, if you are willing and able, so we may sing happy birthday to you. No, we can't. We know we have a couple or a few, maybe more of you, so please come up if it's your birthday.
There we go.
He's going to stand while he's plays.
I invite you to join me in the hand motions of our embodied affirmation. We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands.
our call to worship. You are welcome here. Come in, come in. You who are happy and joyful, come in. You who are tired and hurting, come in. Also you who are angry, also you who are grieving, also you who are righteous, come in, come in. You who are lonely, you with friends abundant, you who are lost, you who know exactly where you are and where you are going. We do not arrive here Sunday mornings all the same. What is on our hearts, what we are carrying, each of us holding different joys and sorrows, but we come together now to share our lives, to sing and laugh and even weep sometimes together. Thank you for bringing your messy self here. Let us open our hearts. Let's keep love at the center. Let us worship together.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our hymn of the month. This month's hymn is We Will Carry Each Other, and we sing this, these are new hymns, and we sing them to get more familiar and comfortable with them. And I can add to you that the Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Toronto is singing this hymn this month also. Shelter in a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are prayers I don't know how to say, but I still find solace when I close my eyes to pray what I've lost and what I hope and say. We will carry each other on the way. When the journey is only getting longer, my strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. I'm a people, I am running out. I'm a flying river and I'm living through the drought. I have firm conviction and my heart is full of doubt. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are people I have never met. There is something special and I haven't found it yet. There's abundance given freely, taken with no debt. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. Please be seated.
As a multi-generational community, we are blessed with congregants of all ages, including our youngest. However, what happens in religious education, or RE classes, is invisible to much of the congregation. So this morning, we'd like to take a few moments to hear a little bit about what's been happening in RE. I'd like to invite Andrea McDonald forward. Andrea is a board member and a volunteer in our RE program.
Good morning. We are so grateful for our adult volunteers who've been working with the children in our religious education. This past month, our youngest congregants are finishing a new curriculum called Lego Values, right? Each week we explore one of 6 values: pluralism, generosity, equity, transformation, and independence. Various crafts and activities augment these sessions. Our last session will focus on love. Love is the center of Unitarian Universalism and the power that motivates all our values. Our upper elementary kids have just finished the curriculum, Love Will Guide Us. Unitarian Universalists intentionally turn to a diversity of sources from which we discover truth and meaning. Each session, the curriculum focuses on one of 6 UU sources: mystery and wonder, wise women and men, women from world religions, Jewish and Christian teachers, humanism, reason, and scientific ideas. That's the funnest. And earth-centered traditions. Emphasis was given to world religions and science. It's a lot of fun. And then our youth group, they continued the Snack and Seek curriculum by Judy Wynn. You don't see those kids because they go directly to get their breakfast. Themes included, you are a mind with a body or a body with a mind. How much of reality and identity depends on other people? Last week's session was Holding Hope Together. Helped our UU teens name the process of difficult emotions arising from the news, climate change, political division, and social injustice, and other life stressors. Grounded in UU principles of worth, justice, interdependence, they looked at coping strategies, including humor. Our closing words in that class right now have been, the world is a lot right now. You're allowed to laugh anyway. In fact, that might be exactly the point. Joy isn't something you earn when everything is okay. It's something you grab even when it isn't. So I'm happy. I'm Andrea, and I teach the littles. And I'm happy to give anyone a tour of the classrooms today during coffee hour. There are no classes, so we won't be interrupting anybody. If you're interested in joining their team, then please contact Kathleen, who will go over the requirements of work we have with working with children and youth. And if you'd like to experience what it might be like, please know Kathleen is planning a cooking class this summer. And we're looking for guest chefs. So if you're interested in working with a younger crowd, we welcome you in any capacity that works for you. Thank you.
Whenever we gather together, there will be those among us who are joyful with happy news, as well as those who are grieving or in distress. Our challenge at any gathering is how to honor joy and sorrow together. At this time, we invite anyone with a joy or sorrow here in the chapel to come forward and light a candle at our altar. Parents, please assist your children who would like to light a candle. Our congregants online are welcome to share joys and sorrows with each other in the chat box, and also to light your own candle of joy or sorrow at home. Reverend Sharon will lead us in singing.
It has popped into my head since service started to add a verse to our this hymn, and I'm going to invite us to sing "I've Got Rage Like a Rainstorm." And we'll start with that. I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm in my soul. I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm in my soul. Also got peace. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. Joy. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Love. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Pain. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. Tears. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. Strength. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. Rage. I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm in my soul. I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm, I've got rage like a rainstorm in my soul. Love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Today is the culmination of our third annual Chalice March Madness voting. So this joyful activity has its roots in this poem from Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Despair for the world too often grows in us these days, yes. And the peace of wild things can seem far away indeed. Our annual March Madness voting is hopefully fun and interesting and gets us out of our own heads and thinking about something else for a little while, and that's a good thing. So the more serious and dreadful the world is, the more important it is that we make time and space for fun and laughter in our lives. Joy is an act of resistance. Laughter is an act of resistance. And being in community, our being together, is an act of resistance. You may not always be able to make yourself feel joyful and like laughing, and that is okay. When we can't laugh together, we can still lean on each other. So this year, we have been voting on our favorite San Diego County native dweller. Our original 32 nominees included insects, birds, plants, fish, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and one little crustacean. Collectively, the list spanned coastal wetlands, chaparral, oak woodland, desert edge, freshwater systems, and montane environments. All of our nominees are considered in trouble or at risk. More than half of them have official designations of endangered, threatened, protected, or have a designation from the state of California that they are what's called a species of special concern. So many thanks to our congregant, Jeff Hayes, who works for the Forest Service and put together this list of plants and animals for us. So we're gonna start with a reminder about San Diego County's rich biodiversity. A couple of years ago, PBS's television show, Nature, had an episode about San Diego, calling us America's wildest city. This 45-minute episode described San Diego County as the most biologically diverse county in the continental US. So I have for us a couple of clips of the filmmakers talking about making the documentary. This is 5 minutes, so let's watch.
When I first moved to San Diego, it was everything I imagined it to be. It was beautiful, the weather was perfect, the beaches were incredible. I fell in love with this place. As I got to know it a little bit, one of the things that I wasn't prepared for and that absolutely blew me away was that everywhere I looked, there was wildlife. I think one of the most surprising things about San Diego is that it is the most biodiverse place in all of America. There's no place in the United States that you can go and find more species of plants and animals than right here in San Diego County. And the reason why that's the case is because there's so many different kinds of habitats packed into a really small area.
As you move across San Diego County, you find all these different ecosystems, starting from the Pacific Ocean, the beaches, coastal scrub, canyons and oak woodlands and chaparral, and then all the way up to mountains that are more than 6,000 feet tall. And then this huge desert in the east. The fact that there are still today more species here in San Diego County than anywhere else in the continental US is, I think, even more impressive when you look at just how we've reshaped the landscape.
About a century ago, this whole place looked very different. In a very short period of time, humans put highways throughout the canyons, we dammed up all of San Diego's rivers, and we utterly blanketed the entire landscape with houses, with schools, with golf courses. It's hard to look anywhere and see a big patch of natural habitat. But I think if you start looking really closely, you'll see wildlife absolutely everywhere.
I love shows like Planet Earth, but I think in a lot of ways they show a version of nature that's unrealistic. Most people will never see these truly wild, uninhabited landscapes, if they even exist anymore. And so our goal with this film was to take a more pragmatic approach and tell a real story about wild animals figuring it out in our world.
There are a lot of species featured in San Diego, America's wildest city. These are animals that you can see every day if you want to. If you want to see ground squirrels, you can go to the park. If you want to see hummingbirds, Anna's hummingbird, Costa's hummingbird, Alan's hummingbird, you can also go to the park. If you want to see grebes, you can't miss them at Lake Hodges. If you want to see whales, the migration is visible from the coast. We wanted to highlight how accessible San Diego's nature is.
You know, I think if you're going to go on vacation in the Amazon and you see like a macaw, that feels like wildlife, like you're seeing an animal in a forest. And I think that there's something about being in a city that when you see that ground squirrel and it's just like an everyday part of your life, or you see that crow or you see that grebe, it just doesn't quite feel like wildlife to us. It couldn't be further from the truth. Like, these are animals fighting for their lives and adapting to a world that we have forced them into. And I think some of the most interesting things that are happening in nature are happening sort of right here in front of us.
I remember as a kid watching natural history films and thinking, nature is incredible. It's so beautiful, and it's also somewhere else. My hope is that the next generation of kindergartners that watches this natural history film is going to see something that they can connect with, especially for folks who are local to San Diego, that encourages them to think like, wow, like nature is beautiful and it's also here.
For better or for worse, I think San Diego is what more and more of the planet is going to start to look like, you know, a human-dominated landscape. And it turns out that it's still a place where a lot of plants and animals can and do make a living. And I think we have the power to keep it that way.
Please rise and body your spirit and join us in singing For the Beauty of the Earth, hymn number 21.
right, so we have narrowed it down to our two finalists, burrowing owl and coastal California gnatcatcher. Whatever happens, our winner will be a cute little bird. We're about to learn some things about burrowing owl and coastal California gnatcatcher. So if you haven't voted yet, you can wait and learn a bit more, and then you can vote after that. So we'll start with the coastal California gnatcatcher. There are 15 to 20 different species of gnatcatcher, depending on what web page you're looking at. These are small insect-eating birds found mainly in the tropical and subtropical regions of North and South America. The California gnatcatcher is found almost entirely in the coastal sage scrub habitats of Southern California and Northern Baja California. It is the best of all the gnatcatchers because it's from California and we're the best. Also, you'll hear in a minute, its call sounds like a little kitten, adorable. So the coastal California gnatcatcher is listed as federally threatened and is also designated as a bird species of special concern by the state of California. So we have a short video. If children or anyone else would like to come up closer to sit on the floor and watch this one, and then in a minute we'll have one about burrowing owl, you're welcome to come up. All right, it's a short video. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead.
The California gnatcatcher is a small, slender, gray, non-migratory songbird that has a long black tail with white tips and fine white edging. Since the 1980s, experts have considered this gnatcatcher rare, and it was listed as threatened in 1993 under the Endangered Species Act. Unfortunately, the California gnatcatcher's preferred habitat, located in coastal sage scrub, also matches the description for high-value real estate. This makes habitat loss the primary threat facing the species. The California gnatcatcher distinguishes itself from the blue-gray gnatcatcher by its kitten-like mewing sound.
All right. So next we're going to learn a bit about burrowing owls. The San Diego Zoo and San Diego Zoo Safari Park are part of a conservation, breeding, and reintroduction program for burrowing owls, working in conjunction with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So this 2-minute video on burrowing owls comes from the San Diego Zoo.
At 10 inches tall and only 8 ounces in weight, these little birds are compact but highly capable creatures. And they're not like most owls. When you think of an owl, you might imagine a bird that spends most of its time perched up high in the trees or soaring the skies at night. But as their name suggests, burrowing owls are a little different. They spend most of their time on or under the ground, using underground burrows for nesting. They also like to work smarter, not harder. Burrowing owls don't need to waste precious time and energy digging. They will often repurpose a burrow that has already been excavated by another animal, like a ground squirrel, a tortoise, or a prairie dog. They often show up as an uninvited guest and take over a burrow. And as luck would have it, these burrowing owls share their desert dune habitats with a family of prairie dogs. These owls are more than capable of digging their own burrows, but if someone else has already done the work, they won't turn it down, and that is a definition of an opportunistic animal. Burrowing owls often decorate the entrance to their burrow with dung, animal parts, bottle caps, aluminum foil, or other items. Scientists think that this behavior may benefit the birds by attracting insects or signaling to other owls that the nest is occupied. While burrowing owls have their own unique set of behaviors when it comes to nesting, they do still share many characteristics with other owl species. For example, their lemon yellow colored eyes, large, bright, and capable of spotting prey from long distances. They also have those trademark bird of prey talons that help them hang on to prey. which includes insects, frogs, lizards, and small mammals. And in their case, dig burrows. And those lightweight feathers, colored to match the surroundings, help them blend in. Truly an owl like no other. They have adapted their behaviors to thrive in this environment. Come and visit Wildlife Explorers Base Camp and see if you can spot one of these opportunistic owls for yourself.
Okay, so this is your last chance to vote. If you haven't voted, this is not an invitation to vote again. But if you haven't already cast your vote, you can get out your phone. If you don't use your device that way, you can ask a neighbor for help, and you can scan the QR code to our voting website. For folks at home, the voting website link is always the same, so if you find an email from any of our past e-news of the past month, or the Thursday at noon email announcing our finalists, you'll find the link there. So John's just going to play a little bit of traveling music for us for a minute while we make sure everyone who wanted to vote has had a chance. Yeah. Nothing. Has everyone who wanted to vote finished voting? Oh, okay, we're still, I don't know, is there something we should sing or just take a second? It's a hard choice. I almost changed my mind, but then I didn't. You can come and whisper to me your vote and I'll log it on the thing. We don't have a provision for manual voting. I have heard that there's been concern about election rigging. My only response to that is that the stakes are low. So now, has everyone done voting who wanted to vote? Oh, okay. Larry's going to whisper to me to vote. That's okay. Is David voting? Oh, you want to come whisper your vote to me? Okay. Now, while I tally the votes, we're going to see a little video montage of all of the animals who were our contenders, and then when that's over, I'll announce the winner. This burrowing owl. If you saw me counting on my fingers, I was trying to figure, the children's votes didn't change the winner, but it would have been even closer without the children's votes. Children's votes were weighted, I probably should have mentioned much earlier, children and youth. So, we'll be learning more in the coming year about burrowing owl and these other native animals and how we can support them. One of the ways we support our native animals is by supporting local conservancy, and we will hear a little more about that in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, let's give our champion a round of applause. Burrowing owl. And now I think we're gonna sing a different version of For the Beauty of the Earth.
Okay, this one is audience participation. John and Dean are going to help us out. It's a chant in 3 parts. So I'm going to ask you guys in the congregation to divide yourselves.
I'll just take the back section. So
All right.
section.
So now how this is going to work is we're going to get you familiar so you know what you're going to be singing. It's in 3 parts. John is going to lead the first part, and we'll sing that through twice. And there'll be a second part. Dean's going to lead that second part. We'll sing that through twice, take a little break. And then there's a third part. I'll lead you with the third part. Take a little break, get everybody together, and then we're going to stage it in as the chant goes. Okay? Take it away, John. Oh, yeah, I'm going to lead you on each of these 3 parts for the first couple times through. The beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. We raise second part, grateful we praise, grateful we raise, grateful we praise, grateful we raise, grateful we praise, grateful we raise, grateful we praise. Lord, we raise a hymn of 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 praise. Those are the 3 parts. Everybody good on your 3 parts? You know which one you're going to do?
All right, so I have the front of this section here, all right? All right, up into where Dean cut it off, all right? And we're going to do the For the Beauty of the Earth part. For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us. Last, keep going. For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, Lord, we raise our hymn of praise. Grateful we raise, grateful we praise, grateful we raise, grateful we praise. For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the sky, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. right, thank you.
Good job.
Today is Social Justice Sunday, when we donate our offering to a local organization that makes a difference in our larger community. This month, our offering supports the Escondido Creek Conservancy. For more than 35 years, the Escondido Creek Conservancy has protected over 7,000 acres of critical habitat from development across the watershed region. In addition, they actively steward and restore over 3,500 acres of conservation land. To learn more about this valuable organization, please enjoy this video.
People walking in this hilly, undeveloped pocket of land might catch a whiff of sage or mint. Short, stubby flowers reach skyward from rock-hard earth that's been dried out by the sun. Golden grasses catch the wind, and off in the distance, a bird or two makes its presence known. This pocket habitat sits pretty close to home sites, trying to take advantage of nearby lofty views.
You know, as everyone knows, lots of development, lots of human activity in Southern California.
Leonard Whitwer's hat shades his eyes from the early morning sun. He's the Escondido Creek Conservancy's board president.
But there are patches of what California was, and this is one of them, and we're trying to preserve those, both for the wildlife but also for the human residents.
This patch of what was is idyllic habitat for the endangered California gnatcatcher. The tiny bird forages for insects in the low-lying shrubs. Gnatcatchers raise their young in nests just a few inches off the ground, but those nests are tucked inside dense shrubbery. It's the bird's presence that helps make this preserve possible.
The money that purchased this property came largely from the state of California, the Wildlife Conservation Board, and the federal government through the Endangered Species Act. So as a society, we've decided to set money aside to conserve land like this.
Overall, the Escondido Creek Conservancy has helped buy and protect roughly 7,000 acres of wild habitat in the creek's watershed. Conservation Director Hannah Walczak says this plot of land is a great slice of coastal sage scrub habitat, but it is also much more.
It's a 79-acre preserve, so it's not enormous, but it functions as like a puzzle piece linking larger preserved pieces of land.
Fitting an important puzzle piece into the interwoven lattice of homes and habitat helps create bridges for larger species.
It is a piece that will facilitate a connection between thousands of acres of open space in the city of Carlsbad and thousands of acres of open space along Escondido Creek in the county of San Diego.
Mountain lions, bobcats, and coyotes all require room to roam, hunt, and breed. Habitat like this strengthens the connections. It also builds a connection with the people who live near the preserve. The Conservancy's Ann Van Leer says this plot of land captures a slice of the region as it used to be.
All of California, Southern California, used to look like this, at least this part of the coastal California. And this will give them a picture of the past, but also a picture of the future.
The scrubby habitat is being squeezed out of the region by housing developments, and that pressure is not diminishing.
It inspires me to continue on. I'm a native Californian, and this is one of the times that I can feel like I'm giving back to California. And, sorry, I didn't know that would make me feel emotional. This is a place that's very special. Southern California is very special to me.
Coastal sage scrub habitat is found in dry coastal zones and inland valleys that are close enough to the ocean to be exposed to the marine layer. The utility service road has brought invasive weeds and grasses to part of the preserve, but Van Leer says that'll be addressed.
We will be doing the very fundamental. We will be weeding, removing what doesn't belong here and letting the natural native habitat replace itself.
Cleaning up this preserve is an immediate priority for the Conservancy. Adding to the collection of preserved lands and teaching people the importance of natural habitat is part of the Conservancy's long-term agenda. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
In this year, their 35th anniversary year, all donations to the Escondido Creek Conservancy will be doubled up to $1 million. So we can really make a difference. So please text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted a donation before, know that once you text the amount, you'll get a reply with a link to follow to enter your credit card information. If you have already entered this information previously when you've donated, you won't need to enter it again. Please use the word justice after the dollar amount to be clear about your intention. If this donation is meant to be part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate the word pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the chapel double doors. You can leave these donations after the service. Please join in affirming the spirit of generosity that guides our communal life with these words. We give to the work of Chalice congregation. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this, our offering. Please give generously.
So do you know the children's book Goodnight Moon? So we have a final story as we bring the service to the close, or if our young people would like to come up again. This one is called Goodnight San Diego. Our story is called Goodnight San Diego, written by Adam Gamble and illustrated by Cooper Kelly. Good morning, gray whales. Good morning, Pacific Ocean. Are we ready to share a wonderful day? Good morning, Cabrillo Monument. Good morning, Point Loma. Good morning, Lighthouse. Greetings, San Diego Zoo. Greetings, panda bears. Good morning, hippopotamus. Do you like to watch the people at the zoo? Hello, children. Isn't it fun to visit Balboa Park? Good afternoon, San Diego Aerospace Museum. Good afternoon, fishing boats. Surf's up, surfer dudes. Hello, Pelican. Hello, Pier. Boy, isn't that aircraft carrier big? Ahoy there, handsome historic ships. Ahoy there, beautiful bay and bridge. It's so nice to see you, sunset cliffs and artists. Just watch the actors at the Old Globe Theater. Good night, nearby Palomar Observatory. Have you ever wished upon a star? Good night, Old Town. Bye-bye. Good night, San Diegans. Thank you for sharing a wonderful day. Our stories.
Please join.
Unitarian Universalist, growing as we go. Unitarian Universalist, growing as we go. Learning many ways, blessing all our days. Unitarian Universalist, growing as we go.
Our closing words come from Reverend John C. Morgan. Let us bless and keep one another. Let kindness rule in our hearts and compassion in our lives until we meet again. Love and blessings to each of you. Blessed be. You are invited to close our time together by singing the well. After our closing hymn, please return to your seats for a couple of announcements.
From the well together, we'll go water that quenches my thirst, a thirst for justice, a thirst for joy, a thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together, hand in hand we are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, standing for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the well outside, spirits renewed from within. For the dream in each other's eyes, the spark where where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. Heart to heart we are dancing as one. Dancing for justice, dancing for joy. Dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Good morning, everybody. Today, we're going to have a social justice team meeting, Rainbow Room, noon. Marnie von Wilpert, the leading candidate for the 48th Congressional District, will be there to meet and greet and shake your hand and get all your monetary no, never mind. I promised last time that there would be cookies, and indeed, peanut butter, Monster Costco cookies, and others are available. So noon, Marnie von Wilpert will also have other social justice team business. See you there.
Oh my God, you guys. The Broadway Dance Party and Sing Along will be here at Chalice this coming Saturday, March 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. So put on your costume or not. Get ready to get down, be a dancing queen, and hear the people sing while you sing along. This event costs $20 per person and still has room for you, so seize the day and let me know if you want to attend. You don't want to be asking, what did I miss? Next Sunday. Thank you.
Our last announcement, Fred Lighthall would like the congregation to know he is in the skilled nursing area at Redwood Terrace. He would love to see you. If you come and he is sleeping, he says to wake him up. He does not want to miss your visit. Our social hour will begin in a few minutes online at this same Zoom link and in person on our courtyard. Those of you here in person might want to bring your refreshments into the green room to say hello to the online congregants. Reverend Sharon and I look forward to meeting you at the chapel doors to hear how the service was meaningful to you. Have a wonderful day.